Hi, my name is Coco, and I am the creator of the iWSH course. So, what is the iWSH course? Basically, it is a template to guide you through the ups and downs of your journey away from fear and all the trouble that it creates in your life. So you will actually learn how everything good and bad, you are 100% responsible for it as an adult. As a child, who are raised by your caregivers, they basically shape you, and they are the primary uh, models. Them and everybody else that you grow up with, unless of course you're homeschooled. So if you go to a normal school, if you engage and interact with people in different arts and crafts, if you're fortunate enough, sport and things like that, they all have an impact on how you make decisions and how you behave in life. So emotions such as anger, they're pretty common, and they're actually premised on fear, a fear which is learned. And so anxiety is fear of the future. Depression is fear of the past and it being regurgitated again and again, and it does happen. Your fears can be made materialized. So even things as like boredom, frustration, paranoia, these are all premised on fear, and they create a lot of stress, negative stress. Now, we do need stress in our life. Exercise is a stressor. Excitement, that's they're they're positive stresses. So we do need stress in our life. Uh, that's how evolution is shaped. Now, the premise for fear is trauma. Trauma has been a huge hurdle for myself mentally, creating a lot of self-sabotage and a lot of suffering. And I honestly got to the point where I was so sick of it that I became motivated to change how I behave and to have a good look at who I thought I was. And I can say that the hardest thing I've ever had to face is knowing that I was wrong. And when I eradicated my last fear, I realized, gosh, I'd wasted my practically my entire life. And for a lot of people, it's poor mental health. Most of the time we spend telling ourselves what crap we are. I know of different ways of doing it because we're quite clever. And that leads to very low self-esteem, and then we start gathering guilt and regret, and it really starts having uh, an adverse effect on the decisions that we make. And in the end, we don't want to make decisions, and then we sort of like stumble into following others that make really bad decisions worse than ourselves. And so these are all learned, and they are all. So if we can practice the bad things in life, then we can also practice the good things in life. So happiness is created. So for myself, I'm not privy to emotions. So when I'm feeling good just because my life circumstances currently are quite par. There is nothing terribly exciting going on, but anybody who would engage with me would probably say that I'm a happy person. And I would say, yeah, but not because of anything that I have or do or that I will be doing. And so, success, we create it. We create it with our behavior, which stems from our thoughts. And so, excitement is, again, what we create. And we can have that just for doing simple things such as doing the dishes, vacuuming the floor. God, I remember having to do everything by hand, so I still will clean the floor with a bucket and a cloth. But I remember having to do use an iron and put it on the stovetop, having to do washing by hand. Now I'm so glad to do chores because I know how to do it the hard way. So the mundane stuff isn't mundane anymore. It's so much easier than what it used to be, and I'm just glad to be able to do it. So love for the sake of it, love. I think most of us relegate love to romance, and yeah, no. No, real love means that you accept everything for exactly it is as it is, and that includes yourself. So self-acceptance is probably one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to do. And if you are like myself in the past, privy to bad romance, that's because of a lack of acceptance, a lack of self-love, and a lack of knowing that you're worthy of respect, first and foremost, self-respect. So anything that's great going on with your life is because you've created it. So if you're in a job and you're looking to be promoted, well, that is completely up to you. You can have whatever it is that you want to do. It could be a particular career that you want. It can be traveling all over the world. It can be just being your own friend or just having friends. um, anything, anything. You are the creator. So, what you will learn is how to examine the thoughts and how they create your reality. Triggers of behavior, your reactions to things, to people's situations, to thoughts. This is what this course is about. And who is it for? Well, it is for anyone, and I mean anyone. Um, but you have to be ready to face all your demons and to take responsibility. That is the big key. If you're not willing to do that, then this course is a complete waste of time, and you would just be wasting your money and your time doing it. Um, but if you are ready to create your ideal lifestyle, so for myself, my lifestyle was to be peaceful, and the only word that I can use that aptly describes how I am and my lifestyle at present is tranquil. I really, 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 really wanted this, and I went after it. And where most people went after careers and they went after people, I went after this and I gave it my everything. And I lost a lot of things that I thought were important, and on reflection, they weren't important at all. But I was afraid to let those things go. So, if you're ready to let go of your addictions, for me, my addiction was thinking, the most destructive thing ever. For those of you who have substance abusers, they stem from your thoughts. So I didn't have the money to be wasting on drugs, alcohol, and smoking. So I just absolutely lashed myself with criticism and loathing. And what will you learn? What are your roadblocks? What is it that you create that prevents you from getting what it is that you want? So you're going to have to learn how to overcome those roadblocks, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with challenges. So for myself, I just get on with stuff. So yeah, I am confronted by challenging things. So a big indicator for me is if I'm expending a lot of energy, electrical items stop working. So that is my cue just to calm myself down physically. I start drawing a lot of energy, but because I'm no longer privy to the adverse impact of stress and anxiety and things like that, the only indication that I'm under stress is when my computer stops working. Or last year I replaced my kettle. It wasn't because it wasn't working properly, and then I was going to replace my toaster because that also wasn't working properly. Printer stopped operating properly, and that's when I realized, oh, I'm drawing way, 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 way too much energy. And so now when everything starts to slow down, I just tell myself to be calm, and I'll just deal with whatever I need to deal with. Usually it's work. Can't get away from it. So you'll learn how to stop reacting adversely to stress. So I'm not reacting adversely to stress. I'm just drawing on a lot of energy to get what I need to get done. I guess the biggest kicker for all of us is learning to accept who you are, learning to accept what you look like externally. So for me, that was a huge thing because I was the ugly duckling when I was growing up, and spent most of my life thinking I was just this ugly hag, and didn't like myself at all. Of course, that created a platform of lack of trust for myself. And these things, they are not who we are. If if you do not know that you're anything other than the oh sorry, I should say, if you're not aware that you are the illimitable universal energy, then you are lying to yourself, because that is who we are. And it's an intangible concept. It means that we are part of everything. And if we are part of those beautiful stars that I love to look at when I can, I live in a big city, so it's, bright lights. I can't see the stars that often, not properly, not like I can when I'm in New Zealand. So if you're not aware that you are the same essence as those stars all across the universe, then you're missing out. And that gives me great solace. Yeah, makes me feel good at the very least. And this course is about getting what it is that you want, whatever it is that you want. So for myself, I'm starting to think about what it is that I want to create for the rest of my life. I'm 50 this year, so I can't live in la la land where I think I've got plenty of time. I've come to the realization, no, it's later than I actually think. So I've got to start creating what the rest of my life looks like. Dementia runs in the family, so potentially I could lose my mind real quick. And if that's the case, well, then I've got even less time than the average person has. So I've really got to start thinking, you know, about what I'm going to get for the rest of my life. Now, how long will it take to complete the course? Well, that's completely up to you. So it's the age-old adage of how long is a piece of string. So I mean, I myself have completed a Cert 4 in a week. So this is not a Cert 4. It's not academic completion of tasks. It is about going in depth into who you actually are and how you think and how you self-sabotage yourself and how you can learn how to overcome that and stop hurting yourself, because there's enough people out there who will want to hurt you just because. Misery loves company, and you don't need to be miserable. So, there are no right and wrong answers, just a willingness to take a look inside and to work on things. So, the course will take as long as it does. So, how do you know if you're going to be successful? Well, you'll stop reacting adversely to adverse situations and challenges. You'll also stop putting yourself down and treating yourself like a pile of crap. Now, I'm speaking for myself, so I'm speaking from experience. You'll learn to be calm when creating solutions. Like, I'm highly creative. Didn't know that for most of my life. Spent most of my life telling myself what I was not, instead of realizing who it is that I am. I'm cool, calm, and collective anywhere in any place. So for myself, I'm a loner, but I can be around people anywhere, doesn't matter. Uh, Basically, you'll stop being toxic to yourself. Requires a lot of practice. I'm constantly telling myself to shut up and telling myself to, at the very least, most of the time I just call myself beautiful. Come on, beautiful, we're gonna do this. Hey, gorgeous, we're gonna do this. It's a lot better than what I used to call myself, believe me. So you, like I, will be comfortable in any situation, anywhere, with anyone. And you'll be able to be honest with yourself. more so than anything with other people, but with yourself. Um, you'll be able to start looking at people's reflections. What are they reflecting to you? And you'll start seeing the positive people. You'll start attracting the positive people, people who give you what you need. A good bloody reflection that tells you that you're okay. Um, yeah, your mirror reflections. Good luck to finding those people who will help you realize who it is that who you are. So what if you need help and support? Well, ideally the course will create a community to help everybody help each other. But I will always be around. I've been sleeping a lot the last 3 months. It's been marvelous. But I'm often waking up because I think I'm fighting and running in my dreams. So instead of running away from my nightmares, I'm actually fighting it in my dreams. So I wake up absolutely sore. So it's like, I think I've had enough sleeping because if all I'm going to be doing is just fighting whatever I'm fighting. I do travel in my dreams, and I would hate to think that in the future that I'm going to be fighting and running away from people, or not necessarily running from people, but running to confront my demons, not my demons, just challenges. Who knows? What I am going to say to you is you're going to need to be patient, but you're going to be need supportive of yourself. The patterns of behavior, they're practiced and you practice them well. And so it's going to take practice to change them. Uh, but I can honestly say it will happen. It's happened for me, and I know it can happen for you.